Hey everyone, thanks for joining. Thanks to Mr. Big for sending all of you over. That's very nice of him.
Yes, welcome to New World Sim Racing, week 2 of the Pint Series 5. We are at Suzuka today. 29 registered drivers, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, looks like it. I think we got a couple of people that are new. I don't remember their names off the top of my head, but I know that we had 3 people join in last week, which is good to see. If anyone else out there wants to join, you are more than welcome to. Just hit up our Discord. We will try to squeeze you in if there's room. You know, $5 entry fee. I'm kidding. It's $10.
Yep. Make the checkout to the New World Sim Racing broadcast team.
Yeah, I will send you my PayPal.
We will absolutely use it to make the stream better.
Yes, not to buy beer, which actually also makes the stream better. So technically speaking, I wonder if we can submit that as an expense on our tax returns.
I bet we could. It's a business-related expense, right? If we start making money off the stream. Paul, you're too loud, apparently.
I know, last week I was too
ears.
low. Now I'm too loud. Can't please everyone, swear to God.
Is that Colin in the chat? Is he rooting on specific drivers?
Oh, looks like
is this favoritism?
Already went for a beach day.
Little McVeigh in his Porsche.
It's funny, I've raced with him in other games, and he is an absolute alien in everything but ACC. And I can't for the life of me remember or figure out why.
AMS2.
Yep.
You name it, he's fast. I wonder if he gets away from the Porsche, would he be faster in ACC?
No.
No. That's fair.
No.
So we're currently at 25 drivers in the server, so we're missing about 4 people so far.
Yeah, I think one of them mentioned that they're going to come in after qualifying.
Yeah, he's rushing to get home. I think he had a daylight savings issue. Calculated the time wrong. So we'll see if he arrives. So if anybody missed it last week, week 1 was Bathurst, which was an entertaining race, to say the least. Not if you're the guy in P1, Nicholas Alvarado, just kind of walked away at the start. Qualified P1, had probably a 20-second lead after the first 5 laps, and was never challenged at all. Ferris Sadie and Carl Big battled throughout the race. back and forth, back and forth. Carl Big got second. Ferris got third. So those are your first three guys in the pros. You see Nicholas Alvarado already has the best time in practice.
Yeah, but Paul Miles, I'm actually very surprised that he's putting in a burning lap. And now it's practice session only. It's a fast track. But it's good to see him up there.
Did Sadie have damage already on his car? Is his
talking about practice, man? This is practice.
This is where you just send it, right?
Well, yeah, this is Miles, where you basically try to figure out the track limits and how fast he can go. I think it's a new car for him too, so he's not going to be very comfortable yet.
Yeah, he's still learning. He was running laps on this track in the BMW last night. So it shows how much practice he's done. But Miles is going to be itching to get a better result than last week. He was running really, really well up in the top 10 and got run into by a back marker, and that dropped him, and then he got passed. He got pushed out of the top 10 on the last corner of the last lap of an hour-long race. So he's going to have a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and I mean, it's unfortunate, but racing incident, and what are you going to do?
Yep, that is part of the part of racing.
Yeah, so I know we have a couple of people in here that actually are not too comfortable on Suzuka. A couple of the new joiners too. I believe Keith Brubaker, he was doing practice laps last night, trying to get a decent time in. We have Austin, who's going to be joining us after qualifying, Mr. Daylight Savings, who also said he's not very comfortable on this track, so it's gonna be an interesting, spicy AM split.
We're looking to see who gets caught out by 130R, that tricky, fast left-hander. We've got a pretty good mix of cars today. No one group is overwhelming.
No, I wish I were trackside, but apparently tickets to Japan are very expensive. And I spent all my money on beer. No, we changed the Discord to push the talk because there were some people who just.
We've had some filibustering.
Yeah.
Some people like to hear the sound of the voice.
Yes, to put it mildly.
A little bit too much.
Makes me wonder why we're doing this.
So we're into quali now. AM quali, first 10 minutes. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the front engine cars to put in a really good time. And I'm going to say it right now. I predict at least one Lambo and one Audi spinning in 130R. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Who is it going to be? I don't know yet, but it will happen.
Let's go through our AM list. We've got Keith Brubaker in his AMR Vantage. Bjorn Durand in the Porsche 911, or Porsche 991, I'm sorry. Ryan Cody in the Honda NSX. Well, I don't know if Cody's here. Bruce Hopkins in the AMR Vantage. Scott Chin in the AMR Vantage. Christian Valenzuela in the AMR Vantage. Dmitry Dorsius in the Audi R8. And Peter Bustron in the Lamborghini Huracan. So the thing I noticed about the AM class is there's a lot of AMRs because it's a very stable car to drive.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. If you're a newcomer to ACC or a newcomer to sim racing in general, or just this league, AMR is going to be probably your safest bet. It's hard to be slow with that car. I mean, you have to really try. It's good everywhere. It doesn't really have any big shortcomings that I can think of. It's stable, easy to drive. It's pretty fun. It sounds pretty good. It's kind of the meta car.
Yeah. You can't join a race without somebody driving the AMR. Who do we have out on track?
So right now it looks like we got Chin, Peter Bustron, Keith Brubaker's on an out lap, so is Durand and Dorsius, and then Hopkins. First of the bunch is, by my math, Peter Bustron in the Lamborghini. So he's about to start his flying lap, which Starts with him cutting the last chicane.
Nice.
So I guess I'm going to go on board with him first. Yeah, I know him and the Lambo. You think he's going to eat it?
Oh, he's definitely going to eat it. But I was going to say, I'm calling it now. Bruce takes the pole of the M class.
So going down to the T1, turn hard, brake hard, turn in, let it ride out a little bit, go wide. Again, coast in the turn 2. You want to get a really good exit out of here. It's actually a pretty good passing opportunity. A lot of people tend to kind of go too slow into turn 1. The S is my favorite part. Super difficult part of the track to get right. You have to coast, accelerate, coast, tap the brakes a little bit for this exit. Really important exit also. This will get you a really, really good run into Degner 1 and 2. A really good passing opportunity there if you've got the courage. I know I don't, but some people here do. So Degner 1 here, again, tap the brakes, hit that inside apex. Hard on the brakes again for the exit. I think this is probably one of the biggest passing opportunities on the track coming up into the hairpin here. Everyone's going to be really hard on the brakes. I expect most of the people in AM to brake a little bit earlier since they're not too comfortable with the car. It is a little bit of a tricky braking zone because you have to brake and turn at the same time for the entry. Again, really important exit. This is pretty much flat out coming up in the spoon here. So if you get a bad exit, you're going to get somebody who's going to come up on your toe and then pass you. Spoon, decent braking zone. You have to be really gentle with the brake and the throttle here. It's really easy to spin out on the exit if you apply too much throttle. My favorite part of the track coming up here, 130R. And the front engine cars, I'm going to call it, you can probably just lift a little bit and take it flat. In the mid engines, you're going to have to brake. They will spin on you if you don't. But he gets a pretty solid run into here. Hard braking zone for the last chicane. Let's see if he cuts it. Nope. Relatively clean. A little bit too wide on the exit here. And then onto the front straight. So there, yeah, as you can see, Suzuka has a lot of really important exits that you need to get right. Otherwise, you're going to lose a lot of speed. And if you lose a lot of speed, you're just asking for somebody to come up behind you, get a good toe, and then just pass you into the braking zone.
Yeah, the exit of spoon is the one that catches a lot of newer drivers out because it is kind of an off camber and you got a lot of weight transfer going from left to right. And yeah, if you put down too much power, the back end's just going to come around on you.
Oh, it looks like we got Dorches who decides to not brake for the last chicane and take a little bit of an off-road trip.
He's taking the scenic route on that one.
Yeah, I mean, Sunday drive, you know, just relaxing. Nothing to play for.
Optimal line. Currently, we have Bruce with a 206.8 sitting atop the M class.
Yeah, Bruce with a 206.8. Scott Chin 2 seconds behind him. Duran 2 seconds behind him also. Wow, Bruce is flying out there in this AMR.
Yep. Chin and Duran, their times 0.02 difference.
See, I wonder if he could go even faster. It looks like he's coming up on Peter here, who's gonna hold him up a little bit. Hopefully not too much. I want to see Bruce improve here. I want to see him move up a class into the silvers, maybe into the pros, because I think he's been driving his heart out.
That's what happened last week at Bathurst. Bruce was up in the mix with the silvers, and I think he had a pro that qualified behind him.
Let's listen to see if he goes flat into 130R. Yeah, I think he had a little bit of a lift coming up on it, but other than that, yeah, it's flat. Whereas in the Lamborghini and the Audi, you have to. Oh man, yeah, that's going to cost him some time. And now he's going to hold up Bruce here.
Bruce with a 205.2, so he did improve.
Yeah, Peter improved also. We're looking at, let's see if I can get my live timing screen.
Peter ran a 207.2.
Yeah, that's where I expect most of the AMs actually to be, in that 206, 207 range. Of course, you're going to get the pros like Nick and Carl, who's going to 201s, most likely, even 2 flats.
Yeah, we're looking for 2 flats out of the pros today.
But yeah, I'm looking for about 206 for the AMs, 203, maybe 202s for the silvers, and then 2 flat, 201 for the pros.
So basically what you're saying is Bruce is going to move up to silver.
Fingers crossed, yeah. And Heath still looks like he hasn't put a valid lap in. I wonder why that is. I haven't seen anything weird for him. I wonder if he just cut the corner a little bit too wide and invalidated. But he's one of the new entries that wasn't comfortable around this track at all. I think he said that he never ran it before today, or before the practice he was doing last night, so he's going to be struggling, to say the least.
Yeah, he showed up late last week and didn't get to qualify for Bathurst, and he's pretty new to ACC and just recently removed the Ideal Racing line, so he's out there without it, learning a new track. He's been doing some practice, and he's got a setup from one of the pros, and he feels confident that he can put in a decent time. We just haven't seen it yet.
Oh, he actually goes ahead of Chin, so he's that was unexpected.
There we go, a 207.5.
Just about 4/10 off of Peter's time here. But as I say that, Scott is actually about 1 second up on his previous best, so
yeah.
If he can get a good run out of the exit of this chicane, he actually might get a chance to go up into 4th. But it looks like he did lose a little bit of time there. He actually lost all of his delta there. That's very unfortunate.
Dorsch was no time yet, screaming down through 130R. Bit of a lift coming into the final chicane.
Well, he kept it clean this time, so no off-track ventures. But you can see how squirrely that car is on the exit. You can't get the power down. You're going to lose a lot of time. And crosses the line and goes up in the 3rd. That is impressive. So
207.1.
They all did cross the line ahead of the 20-minute mark, so they technically are still on a valid lap if they choose to finish it. It looks like Peter, Keith, and Scott decided to abandon it and stick with their current times. And
Lukey's
looking at the
first silver car.
Looking at the timing screen, it actually looks like Dorsch is about... Oh, no. Yeah, that's going to invalidate his lap.
He lost it all, yep.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, none of the AM drivers are up on their time right now, so... Durant not far off. He's about even with his best so far.
As we're looking here at one of the first silvers to go out on track, Mr. Lukey in that eggshell-colored Porsche. If my eyes are deceiving me or not deceiving me, that's an interesting.
I think your screen is broken. That's a white car. That's a black and white car.
Maybe I'm eating the wrong eggs, man. You know?
That's possible.
There's brown eggs, there's white eggs, there's tan eggs. There's like the bleach white eggs. I don't even know the difference.
Have you seen the blue eggs? Like the light blue eggs?
What? No.
There's a trick. My mom lives out in the country. She has chickens, and she gets multiple shades of the tans and the browns, but there's also a chicken that she's got that lays kind of a light blue egg. It's really weird.
Have you eaten it? Does it taste the same as the egg?
It's just a regular old chicken egg, yeah.
That is.
So, chicken facts for all you folks out there.
Subscribe for more chicken facts.
There you go, chicken facts.
I mean, I've seen blue corn, and blue and purple, you know, that weird rainbow-colored corn, but not blue eggs. That's a first for me.
Blue show, it's a light blue show. Not last pog. I think that's Keith Brubaker in chat. GG Keith.
It's only qualifying. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. It's still a 1 hour race and it's at night.
Why are you yelling at Valenzuela? Is Valenzuela on the track? Did he just show up?
Yeah, I think he did that last week too, where he went on track when the silvers were supposed to be qualifying, so hopefully he learns.
Well, I didn't see him out there during qualifying. I think he just showed up. But he got yelled at in the in-game chat.
I got caught up in this timing screen. So who do you think is going to take silvers?
It's easy to do. My money's on Lukey. The guy is quick in the Porsche. Like, he drives that thing and everything. He sends me, so I've been playing around with it. He sends me setups, and I've instantly gained some time in that car. He's quick. And last season, he battled with Paul Miles, who's now a pro, and Thiago. Those guys both moved up to pro, and Lukey was right there with him. I think he's going to run away with silver.
I don't know. Curzon is still really quick, and the newcomer Rados, I know we haven't seen much of him, but from what he showed last week at Bathurst, he was actually very, very quick. And the Lexus,
Rados is quick. Yeah, and that Lexus, him and Billingsley's his teammate.
I think those guys practiced through that Porsche over 130R, and he goes a little bit wide in the chicane. Hopefully, it doesn't cost him too much time.
Lukey sent me a setup for which track was it? Monza, where you could just run over the curves like they weren't even there. It was fantastic.
And as expected, 204. First silver to cross the line.
204 flat. I'll be interested to see what Chimilio can do. He was an AM last season, ran away with it. Silver this season. Driving that AMR.
Yeah, he had some really bad luck last week at Bathurst, getting crashed into multiple times.
Yep.
Rados 202. That is, I want to say surprising, but it really isn't. I was expecting him to actually be one of the faster silvers here.
Yeah, I feel like that Lexus is going to be strong.
Yeah, this is a track that definitely favors speed and especially high speed stability.
So our silver list is Chimilio in the AMR, Lukey in the Porsche, Colin, who I don't know if Colin is here, in the Mercedes AMG, Bradford in the Porsche, the Oliveira in the McLaren 650S, the old one, Rados in the Lexus, Brian Curzon in the GTR, Austin Clark in the AMR, Blaine Hall, who is new. I think Austin Clark and Blaine Hall are both new. Blaine Hall in the McLaren 720S, and Victor from Brazil in the Ferrari 488.
Yeah, I would like to ask Oliveira if he meant to choose the 650S or if that was a misclick.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice.
Yeah, would not be my first choice, that's for sure. But hey, if it works, who am I to judge, right?
So Hall into P3 with a 204.5, one of our new drivers.
Yeah, and Chimilio here actually is looking like he might put in a 201, 202, unless my math is way off.
And Victor,
and he does 202.25, puts him right at the top of the silvers.
GG Chimilio.
Yeah, Bradford is actually on a flyer out there. He's about 1.2 seconds up from his previous time.
I don't know how to pronounce Victor's last name, so I'm just going to call him Victor. Sitting in P5 in the Ferrari. The 204.7.
Victor
Bradford's
from Brazil.
1.2 up. Bradford's looking at a 205 if he can bring it back.
Yeah, Bradford should actually slot in right above Hopkins, maybe even right above Victor here if he can keep this exit speed good.
Yeah, he's on a P5 pace right now.
Oh, just about 200ths of a second down on Victor. That is going to... Hopefully he goes for another one because I think he has it in him.
Yeah, they've got time. He's got time for 2 more. Emilio 2/10 up on his personal best.
Yeah, looking at Hall here, he's actually about, as it stands, half a second up on his previous time, so that won't really move him up, but should put enough of a buffer between him and Victor to kind of solidify that P4 in the silver qualifying.
Lukey jumped back up into P2. Went down to 2:02.4. So we've got silvers doing 2:02s, almost 2:02 flats. And you figure pros are going to be about 2 seconds faster than that, so we should be looking at two flats at least.
I fully expect Alvarado to break into the 159s. Yeah, I have no doubt in my mind he's going to do it.
I saw a certain Canadian last night in a BMW do a 59.8. Granted, he's not driving that car today.
That isn't a BMW. He's in an Audi today. I'm actually surprised nobody's thrown the car into 130R yet. Or if they have, I've missed it.
Fast track. People are being careful. Try not to invalidate and die because it's a long way around, or it's a 2-minute outlap. So if you've been it and have to go back to the pits to get a new car, it's gonna. I mean, you're losing 2 minutes right there.
People do practice. We actually have a practice server that's up pretty much as soon as this event is over for next week. So it's up all week. Courtesy of Mr. David Miller.
David Miller and then a couple other guys. They'll set up little one-off servers and do a little bit of practice together.
Yeah, we've turned into a league of tryhards.
Which is why you and I don't race anymore, right?
Yeah, I love the sound of my own voice. I actually have my own mic feeding back into my headphones.
Nice.
And I have you muted.
Self ASMR?
Lower down, yeah. You're turned all the way down. And then when I go to sleep, I actually play back the VOD.
Nice.
Yeah. It's the only way I sleep nowadays.
Chameleo's still out front. A 10th ahead of Lukey. Rado's right behind him.
Chameleon has an interesting paint. That red, white, and blue over here.
Victor 3/10 up. Not going to change anything.
Yeah, he's...
The top four, really, really close. Less than a second.
Yeah, and turn one at Suzuka is a recipe for disaster if you're not careful.
Curzon 6/10 up. But that's not even going to jump him over Bruce. So Bruce is in the mix with the silvers.
And it looks like all of the pros decided to go out at the same time. So now we have a giant cluster of 6 cars all out on track within meters of each other. This is going to be interesting.
Everybody wants to maximize their quality time. Oh, they are all clustered together. What are they thinking? Bunch of amateurs.
Well, there was an F1 race this morning, so I'm assuming half of them watched it and watched the F1 drivers line up.
There you go.
From quality.
You got Alvarado about half the track behind. Plenty of room.
See, Alvarado's using big brain time. He knows he only needs one lap.
Yep, one lap to rule them all.
Driving
the thing I noticed.
Hashtag 420 Honda at Suzuka.
Nice. I was looking through the driver's list earlier, and I was looking at the car selections. And the thing I noticed is the AMs are typically driving the safer cars, the AMRs, things like that. You got a couple of them in like a Lamborghini or something like that. And you get into the silvers, and you start getting some McLarens mixed in there, the Ferrari, a couple of Porsches. And then you get into the pro, and you get the guys driving the silly cars. You got the Bentley, you've got the NSX, you've got a Ferrari, bunch of Audis, Carl Biggin's GTR, which somehow he makes fast. So you can kind of see the progression of people trying the harder and harder cars to eke as much performance out of them as they can.
Yeah, and I mean those, the safe cars, they're relatively easy to get all the performance out of them without trying too hard. But yeah, like you said, some of the meme cars like the Honda, you really need to know how to drive them. I mean, they need to be driven a specific way, which not everyone can do. Carl Big, though, I'm still confused as why that car is blue. I don't think I ever got a straight answer.
He explained something about it, but to be honest, I quit listening whenever he said, yeah, it's blue.
So Ferris is actually first of the train, so he should be the first one to set a valid lap here. What do you think? Under 2 on his first hot lap?
No, he's going to be a 201.
I don't know. Oh. Well, he's going to invalidate, I think. Looks like he went a little wide coming out of Degner 1 there. And he's just trying to keep that Audi under control.
Yeah, the people in chat were saying that he was spinning it earlier. He's been having some rotation issues.
They should really tape down that windshield wiper.
Right? There's a couple of the cars that do that. They just sit there and I cannot imagine the amount of noise that that thing makes.
Imagine driving in GT3 in real life and all you hear is tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, for an hour or more.
All right, here comes the big equalizer 130R. Is he going to lift? Is he going to brake?
No, that's full send.
Oh,
Ferris.
he downshifted.
Oh.
It is hard. I've driven the Lambo and the Audi here, and it is difficult to keep it out of the wall. One race with the Lambo, I just lifted a little bit too much and went ass first into the wall.
I mean, I can't say anything. Last race I did here, I drove the Bentley, and I spun it on the first flying lap in 130R.
202.
2021. Still pole, but I'm sure he'll knock that down as he goes. Tires warming up, you know, building a little bit of confidence. We're at an optimum track
and
now.
we have the first spin for Mr. Sandbag himself, trying to collect more sand for his bags.
Nice.
And he takes out Alvarado in qualifying. I am
Congratulations.
shocked and impressed. Well, that's going to hurt Nick's chances of now. He only has about, what, 2 hot laps, maybe?
Yeah, you got to do a...
You do an out lap and you got 2 to put a time in, and that's about it. Oh boy.
Will coming out right behind him.
I am sure that
2018.
Tiago is going to be apologizing profusely in chat.
He'll never hear the end of it. So Carl Big on pole.
Stands.
2018. 6/10 up.
Carl Big on pole. Brendan is actually putting in a pretty hot one too. He's about 0.8 up on his last time. As it currently stands, he's all the way down in P12, the last of the pros. He is not comfortable in that Porsche.
So here's the conspiracy theory. Is Carl and Ferris paid Tiago to take out Nick in qualifying so he can't win the race from P1? Prove me wrong.
I can't. You must be right.
Nope. You heard it here first, everybody. Rob in chat saying he can just hear Tiago. Manito, I'm so sorry.
Yep.
Absolutely, I guarantee it. McVeigh is second up on his time.
Yeah, so that should actually put him up into 11th. Respectable. Moves up 1 position. 3,000s down on Sauer.
We have 11 pros registered for today.
Mr. Sadie looking like he found his steering wheel. He's about, what, half a second up on his last time? Surprised he's not flashing his lights as he's going through the track.
You got that button bound to a hotkey.
Yeah, should be bound to the accelerator.
Alvarado still on his outlap. Just crossed the line. He's going to start a flying one now. So he does have time for 2.
Yeah, so I'm looking for Sadie here to, if he can hold this, he's going to move up into 2nd above Billingsley. Now the question is, what is Nick going to do?
Alvarado's going to throw down a 2-minute flat.
Is Tiago out on the track also? Are they close to each other?
Yeah, Nick's got him by about a corner and a half. So there's some space in between them, and Tiago can't die in front of him and wreck him. And Nick has a lot of clean air in front of him. So nothing to worry about. Said he's lost a little bit of time.
Yeah, but he's lost it a little bit. He was on. Nope, he's gonna slot into second here.
And Chameleon holding strong in P4.
Yeah, he's definitely somebody that should move up to pro next season.
He just moved up from AM. So he's going to get one series in silver and then dump him straight into pro.
Hey, as I say, I don't care what color it is next to my number. I will race anybody. I mean, It's just a way of figuring out where to put people, but realistically speaking, with the single scoring system we're doing now, it doesn't matter.
Well, it's not a single scoring system, as we found out at the end of last week. We thought it was, but apparently with the point structure that we picked, we thought it was everybody was racing for a single set of points, but it's not. Each class does have their own points. So while yes, you do still want to race everybody because that's what everybody signed up for a race, there's no point in blocking a faster, like a pro driver if you're an AM or if you're a silver or something like that.
And as you say that,
against your own class.
Nick does break into the 2-minute flat, so you're right.
Man, called it. They tried to pay Alves to keep him down, but you just can't. Got Sauer 4/10 up on his time. That'd move him up a little bit.
Yeah, and I just realized that Tiago actually did put in a valid time, but this is the last lap he's going to get, and he is actually down on his last time, so unless he can find something in the last half of the lap here, he's actually going to start last of the pros.
Oh, Sadie died. Sadie died somewhere. He's back in the pit now. Groom went off, so Groom's invalidated. Carl Big about to come across. No real improvement there. Groom has died again. So Nick Cahoot is a second up on his time. So he could jump into the top 10, probably around 6 or 7. He's 1.2 up on his time.
He's the only one in the Bentley, isn't he?
He is the only one in the Bentley.
What a good man.
A man after my own heart. Come on, Nick, pin it.
It's a fun car. It's big. You can just muscle your way around other people and just kind of bully your way in.
His livery is legit too.
Yeah, it is.
Liking that.
Is that one of the stock ones?
It has to be because we don't have any custom. Oh, P5 Nick jumped to.
Yep.
So the part we didn't talk about yet is this is going to be an evening into night race. So the race starts at 8 o'clock in-game time with a 2x multiplier. So over the 1 hour race, we're going to cover 2 hours worth of in-game time. So we're going to start at 8. We're going to finish at 10 o'clock at night. So everybody, they're qualifying and everything during the daytime, and we all know the track and we're all good. Well, now it's dark. Which means you got to go through and redo all your pressures and make sure all that stuff is right. So the guys that didn't read the event description are going to be scrambling right now. Wait a minute. I didn't know this was a night race.
I didn't know this was a night race up until about 10 minutes before the race started.
I didn't either, to be honest with you. Somebody was talking about it last night, and I was like, wait, what?
Whoops. Yeah, I know how they feel now. So I'm part of that team of people that never read the description of the race.
I don't usually read them because usually I'm the one who makes the event. But that's usually for Monday. I'm not the one who set up this series. But the guys who do race on Mondays should be a little bit accustomed to this because on our Monday series, not a series, but our Monday races, we do 2 25-minute races, first one at day, second one at night. So a lot of these guys that race on Monday know how much they need to adjust their pressures because they've done this every Monday.
Yeah,
So
well,
those
I mean,
guys are going to have an advantage.
I didn't keep an eye out on the track temp and the temperatures before the race started, but I mean, if you know the kind of the standard 1 psi for every 10 degrees Celsius, you should be fine.
Yeah, I'd go with the 2 clicks per degree.
And there goes Sadie on the formation lap, already flashing his way.
Absolutely.
Nothing surprising there. I will say this game looks very, very pretty at night.
Yeah, the night races are some of my favorite. It's a beautiful game. But yeah, you're gonna see lots of flashing tonight. That's how these guys communicate.
Yep. Mr. Sadie, right up the back of Carl Big, and like you said, flashing his lights non-stop.
Yep. We got Alvarado on pole, followed by Big, Sadie, Kahoot, Billingsley, Chamilio, Rados, Groom, Miles, and Lukey is your top 10. So 3 silvers in the top 10.
Three silvers in the top 10, and then we got 1 pro all the way down in 16th.
Yeah, McVeigh. Fighting that Porsche.
Yep, got a Porsche behind him, McLaren in front of him. It's going to be an interesting one to watch. I mean, I don't think he's going to catch up to the McLaren, from the start, but he also has to watch out for that Porsche behind him because I know the Porsche has way better brakes than almost any other car in the game.
Yeah. Something we haven't talked about is Dylan Beveridge sitting P12. He died on lap 3 of Bathurst last week, running in that Ferrari. Or no, I'm sorry, in the McLaren.
Yep.
So hopefully he can have a better race this time.
Groom had a pretty terrible race last week too, when he went a little bit wide in the last turn of Bathurst, hit the wall, ended up pitting lap 3 or 4, and then just from then it was a recovery race. So as we go across the line here, it's basically up to, we don't follow the HUD, so it's up to Nick to kind of set the starting speed here. So we're looking for those lights to go green, and then for Nick to just take off and never be seen again.
I'm going to let you take us through lap 1.
Green light, go, go, go.
I'm going to keep an eye
so
on
lap
this
1 looks
sheet.
like we are ready to go. Alvarado, as predicted, kind of went up straight ahead, just leaving the pack behind as we ride on board with Carl Big. He actually made a pretty good start, I think. Looks like he's fighting off Sadie, going out the outside of Carl into the S's. This is very, very brave place to try to make a pass. It's very easy to make a little bit of contact and just pit maneuver somebody. But so far, lap 1, very clean. I haven't seen any obvious incidents. As we go a little bit further down the line, Billingsley, again, just slotting in very nicely into 5th place. Paul Miles Of course, if the ACC timing screen would not be broken, I would know exactly what place he's in. Up into 10th. Lukey looks like he has to do a little bit of defending from Rados. I saw him get a little bit squirrely there, coming up into the hairpin, moving a little bit left and right. But so far, yeah, clean lap 1, no incidents, which I am very surprised, pleasantly surprised at. Not even from the AMs. And as I say that, Brubaker looks like he's way behind on everybody else, so something must have happened to him.
We've had an incident. I'm looking for it now.
As we go on board with Chamilio, who is under pressure from Groom. Yeah, as soon as you hit 130R, though, that Lamborghini cannot keep up. He has to lift so much compared to the Aston Martin.
Well, I've got that Keith Brubaker incident pulled up.
All right, let's see what happened here.
He just gets a little bit loose on the back end.
Oh, who did he collect?
Just as he comes back across. That's Valenzuela, another AM driver. The one who showed up late and didn't get to qualify.
That is unfortunate. Well, hopefully they don't have too much damage.
But all things considered, being in night race and everything, that being our only incident on lap 1, that's pretty good. I mean, they were really tidy through most of it.
Yeah, no, I am actually very surprised. And as predicted, Nick pulling out a 1.2 second lead over Carl in P2.
Is he just going to walk away with this one again?
Yes. As much as it pains me to say it, yes.
We're going to have to sandbag him.
Yeah, we should really look into some kind of winner BOP.
Give him some ballast or something like that.
Yeah, some winning ballast. Maybe 5 kilograms per win up to like 30. I don't know.
Nah, we make him race the Jag.
I don't know if that's enough.
That's true. He has won with the Jag before as well.
And Groom here on the back of Chamilio. Oh, looks like Chamilio went a little bit wide, so this is perfect opportunity. Like I said, these exits are very, very important.
Side by side down into T1.
Let's see what happens down into 130R here. Very clean. He keeps the spot.
Big old gaggle. Oh, Lukey just got rear-ended. Oh, Lukey just got murdered by Rados. Oh, no. Oh.
Did it happen in 130R?
No, I've got it pulled up for you.
Let's see. Oh, going down into the chicane.
Coming down into the chicane, Rados just, I don't know what he was doing.
Oh,
and then he gets rear-ended.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he totally missed his braking point.
Yep. And then he got hit by the car behind him. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, he was having such a good race so far, too.
Yeah, he was right on the back of Paul Miles.
Yeah, and Rados here is actually catching up to Miles. He's about 1 second behind. Hopefully he can find his braking point this time.
Well, he's going to have some front end damage, so he's going to be a little bit slower. Lukey dropped down to P16 from that. Poor guy.
Yeah, but he's still in it. He hasn't pitted, so he must not have that much damage, it looks like. He's actually trying to put him over Bradford here.
He's going to make it work.
Oh, and Bradford actually. Oh, no.
I think Bradford saved it because he's back on track.
Yeah, he lost a couple places, though. Both Hall and McVeigh got past him.
But there wasn't any contact, so that's not going to be a penalty or anything. That was just, I don't know if Bradford got rattled or he got a little bit loose.
Yeah, we got Sauer up on Rados now. Rados goes a little bit wide coming out of 130R. Hard braking for the chicane. Clean chicane from both of them. And like I said, that exit speed, it matters so much. You can see Rados just pulling away. If you don't get a good exit out of the last chicane, you're just not going to be close enough to make any kind of move going into turn 1.
Yeah.
And that actually gave Beveridge a little bit of a boost too. He's about 0.1 seconds now behind Sauer. So we actually have some pretty interesting close battles on track this week. I like to see that.
Yeah, this is a little bit less intimidating track than Bathurst is. Bathurst, you're just trying to survive. That's all it is, just a survival race. Can I make it through an hour? If I can, I'll finish well. Whereas Suzuka, there's a lot more runoff. If you make a mistake, it's not going to end your race. You can get back on track. So yeah, we should see quite a bit more battling this week.
Yep, you got Peter Bustron riding right behind Curzon and Oliveira. You also have Beveridge, who's kind of catching up to Sauer here, or trying to put a move.
Lukey has passed Victor and Daniel Bradford, and is now caught up to Bruce Hopkins. I think Lukey's angry, and he's going to drive that car now.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't overdrive it, as we see Beveridge getting a little bit wide coming out of Spoon there.
We've got Dorcius and Brubaker already in the pit.
I wonder if they picked up damage.
Dorcius, let's see what happened here.
We actually have a bit of a train in the mid-pack here. You know, P8, 9, 10, 11, they're all kind of clumped up together here on track.
It looks like Dorcius has been having a little bit of an issue. Got it pulled up. You've got a couple of off tracks here.
So as he goes into the hairpin, just a little bit too wide.
Back it up just a little bit here.
So Degner 1 looks clean. Or Degner 2, sorry. And yeah, just like I was mentioning, some of the AMs, if you're not used to that hairpin braking point, it's kind of easy to miss, especially at night, because it's turning in and braking at the same time, so he just gets wide there.
And then setting up for the next corner, he gets into the grass a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's again a really important place to keep your speed up, because you're basically flat up until the Spoon braking zone. As we go on board here with McVeigh, he's going to put a move on Hall. He does have the exit speed, so this is a really good, you know, if you're comfortable, a really good braking zone to try to pass people, but you got to be brave. It looks like he's deciding to play it safe, doesn't want to pick up any unnecessary damage.
Yeah, we're less than 10 minutes into the race.
Meanwhile, Nick Alvarado is
Beast out.
2.5 seconds in front of Big, who was actually 3.5 seconds in front of Sadie. So the top 3 here, just top 5 really, are kind of having a very relaxed Sunday drive.
Now we're having a look on Rados coming down into 130R.
Yep, he's looking, he's peeking.
Inside.
Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it?
Oh, we got a car off there.
Oh, and he goes for it, but can he make it stick now? Looks like he can't. Yeah, we had a car off there. I think that was Nick in the Bentley, and he's actually struggling, crashing, trying to make it into the pits. I wonder what happened there. That's
I can see if we can get a look.
One of his taillights is out. Better fix that before you get a ticket. So, top 4, like I said, just having a super relaxing drive today. No real pressure from anybody behind them.
I found Nick for you. We
Let's
have our
see what
first
happened
victim.
here. 130R.
Remember how I told you that I took 130R
in the Bentley and just
in the
swapped
Bentley
ends?
and just ate it? She'll bite you.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's gonna do it.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah, good rotation on that. I
Yeah,
give him
like
a 7 out of 10.
It looked like it started to slide and he just caught it and then it snapped right back on him.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, then he spun it going into the pit and smashed into the wall.
Yeah, that's going to be at least 15, 20 seconds of damage there. So Dylan Sauer still trying to make a move on Rados here. It looks like he catches up going into 130R, but he can never really make it stick going into the chicane here. Oh, and as I say that, they get side by side. Is he going to actually hold it? And he does.
Oh, but he's off.
Now that is a bit of a track cut, if you want to call it that.
It's an improvised line to that that final chicane.
Yeah, taking the Senna line, and that actually
loses out to Beverage on that one.
Yeah, gives Beverage a position.
So now he gets to do it all over again.
It's the fun part about going off track. You lose positions and you get to do it all over again.
Yeah, keeps it interesting. A little bit further down the list in P19, we've got Oliveira trying to get by Durand, and they've got Curzon. It looks like Chin right behind him. Fun little train.
Yeah, there's about 1, 2, 3, 5 cars that are right up on each other.
That's Oliveira and Curzon, 2 silvers mixed in with the AM class.
And Eric Groom is actually right on the back of Billingsley here in the Lambo.
What is going on with P6 through, I guess, 10? What are these
having
guys
a hell of
doing?
a race.
They are. There was almost a gigantic train sandwich into the hairpin.
Yeah, I mean, they're fighting. Like you said, nighttime, a lot of people aren't comfortable with this, just driving at night in general. So you have people that are generally faster in any other conditions. They're a little bit stunted now, I guess. Just driving slower on account of not being comfortable with all the turns and the braking points.
Oh, is that Brubaker taking an interesting line? Brubaker decides not to take the final chicane.
Yeah, and we got Paul Miles still right on the back of Chamilio here.
Directly across the track.
Looks like he got a way better exit coming out of the last chicane. Coming down to turn 1 side by side. Can he hold it? It goes out the outside and he hits the grass. No. That is not the correct line. That actually lets Bever. Dylan is having a hell of a time just passing people just by their own mistakes.
I want to show you an example of what not to do if you're being chased down by some other cars. We had Keith Brubaker, who already has a stop-go 30, coming down into 130R. He's got Chamilio a couple tenths behind him. It's a little loose, goes way wide, comes back on the track.
Yep, takes the Senna special line.
Yep, but then comes directly across the track in front of everybody
and then
to go into the pit lane.
Pits. Yeah,
that is a no-no.
You should not be doing that.
So good on those guys to keep track of him and not run into him.
Yeah, we still got this little train here. Now that Beverage has gotten past pretty much most of it, he's pulling away quite a massive lead. Miles has lost a couple of positions from that little off going into turn 1, which honestly was by his own mistake. And as I say that, Sauer goes wide into Spoon. And he's about to get passed by Rados. It's an interesting little scrap we're having here in P8, 9, 10, 11. We should do more night races.
I enjoy the night races.
That's what I'm getting out of this.
I think we need a night rain race.
Oh, rain, the great equalizer.
Yes.
Oh, and Alves goes into the pits early. I didn't see him pick up any damage. I wonder if he's just trying to massively undercut everybody else.
Massive undercut, or maybe a tire pressure issue. Maybe he's just slip sliding around and he doesn't have his pressures correct.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. So, quick update. Nick still relaxing in first. Carl about 3.5 seconds behind him. Sadie about 7 seconds behind Carl. Billingsley 8 seconds behind Sadie. And then we actually have Groom trying to get past Billingsley. Still hasn't been able to do so.
We had an incident tracked for Billingsley, but it's a solo, but I cannot find anything for it.
Yeah, and Groom is right on the back of Billingsley going down into the hairpin now. That Lambo looks evil coming up on your rearview mirror.
I wonder if Groom's driving with his enduro lights on. Oh, he is. That thing is bright as the sun.
As he should. Should also be flashing non-stop.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is what's going to be important here. Who gets a better exit out of Spoon going into 130R? Because we know that Lambo has to lift quite a lot compared to the Lexus. So if he's going to do this, the only chance is to get a way better exit out of Spoon and try to make it past him before you get to 130R. Yeah, you can see the distance increasing.
Fun fact in chat, Senna did help design this track.
Yeah,
the more you know.
If you ever get a chance, there's a YouTube video of him driving an NSX in loafers. I don't remember if it's around this track or a different one. But his heel and towing in loafers is out of this world. I mean,
now we're all over the back of Miles.
Yeah, and Groom actually looked like he was about to put a move going into T1, but backed out at the last possible time. Oh, and he actually gets past. Billingsley went a little bit wide into T1, and that just gives Groom all the room he needs. Can he hold it, though? Yep. Yes, he can.
Well done, Groom.
Groom up into P5.
But a lot better luck than last week.
Sauber right on the back of Miles, too. I feel like Sauer's made a couple of mistakes that have cost him a couple of places. He's been having a great race. He just needs to... Oh, he goes up the inside of Miles here.
Yeah, Sauer's the one who was challenging...
did they touch?
Rados.
I don't think so. That's good, clean racing.
So here we go again. 8, 9, 10, 11, all bunched up together.
That's going to be tough catching up to that Mercedes, though. I mean, he can, as we saw last week, he can get a bad exit and he just pulls away on the straight.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that long straight, he'll stretch his legs.
Yep. You can see, you know, Sauer getting close as soon as he hits the turn, but then after that, it's just bye-bye.
Brubaker with the stop go 30 with 1 lap left to take care of that. So we'll see if he pays attention to the stewards. Unless he's going to get disqualified.
Oh, and Dylan actually goes up the inside. Going into the last chicane. So he's going to get the inside. Can he hold it, though? Yes, he can. Very good job. That is awesome. Awesome little pass there. It's probably the only time you can really make a move on that Mercedes, you have to do it at the end of a long straight. Otherwise, there's no way you're going to get past him. But now Miles has the speed going up the inside into turn 1. He's going to go up the inside of... Oh, nope. Just a little too far back.
You got Rados all over the back of Miles, too. Miles wants to attack, but he also has to defend the guy behind.
Yeah, that was a really, really clean move from Sauer there. And really good for Miles for giving him the room and not trying to close the door.
Yep, Bruce Hopkins just passed Daniel Bradford. P13. They were going to scrap for a little bit. Brendan McVeigh into the pits. Didn't want to be part of that that little 4-car battle anymore.
No. He was just chilling there in pits with his rain light on.
Rados all over Miles. Doing a good job to brake in time and not hit another car.
Yeah, but again, like I said, as soon as you get on the straight, good luck. You'll need it.
Brian Kerr's onto the pit. Has a solo incident, so I wonder if he got into a wall or something like that. He's in the pit now.
Yeah, Bradford looking to get back past Hopkins here, but that Porsche doesn't have a lot of great, straight line speed versus the Aston, so that's going to be tough.
No.
He does have way better brakes, though.
You got Brubaker sitting sideways in the final chicane, backing off the track.
Oh, no.
And he's going to go into the pit.
Well, good for him for not going back into the racing line again.
Yep.
So Sauer now looking to make a move on Chimilio here. Is he going to go for it in T1 again?
Sauer's the man on a mission right now.
Yeah, like I said, he's been driving a hell of a race. He's just made a lot of mistakes and went wide a couple of times, you know, went into the sand.
Chimilio wide.
Chimilio wide with his hazards on. Whether by choice or not, I don't know.
Whatever you gotta do to distract the guy behind you.
Yeah, I mean, racing's as much as it is mind games as it is skill, I guess.
Yeah, because you got the guy behind you who's like, why does he have his hazard lights on? Has he got damage? Is he trying to let me go? Is he slow? And then you miss your corner, you miss your braking point, and you blow it.
Yeah, but see, now he's backing up Sauer into Miles. And like we all know, that Mercedes has a lot of straight line speed, so he's going to be able to take Miles here coming out of going into Spoon if he's not careful with that Ferrari.
Brubaker clears his stop and go. Oh, Chimilio gets a little loose. Caused Sauer to get loose.
Meanwhile, Miles is just biding his time, waiting. So I think if he gets a good exit out of Spoon here, he's going to take them both. Oh, and Chimilio goes way wide, coming back across the track.
Yeah, Miles has got him easy down the straight.
Yeah, good on Chimilio for keeping it together and not tapping Sauer or Miles.
Yeah, he came back on nice and smooth. No jerking motion. Oh, Miles.
Oh,
Miles is
Miles.
around. Oh, no.
130R claims another victim.
But he saves it.
Yeah, he does.
Got
No
a car
hitting.
coming behind.
Yeah, that looks like it was Hall. Poor Miles. That is very unfortunate. So he only lost about, what, 1, 2, 3 places? It's not too bad for 130R. I mean, I've done way worse.
So here's what Hall sees coming around through 130R. That pack disappears in the distance.
Yeah, that has to be scary. You're just taking a high-speed corner, and then you see a slow,
Hey.
dark Mercedes just cutting across the track.
Oh, that looks like Beveridge that was off too. At the end of that.
Yeah, we actually have Rados now all on the back of Chameleon, and they're in the same class, so this is going to be for points and bragging rights. Coming out of the hairpin now, looks like Chameleon got a little bit of a better exit. I'm sure Rados' damage has to slow him down a little bit. Pit window pretty much opening for everyone, so I expect to see quite a lot of people just diving into the pits in the next couple of laps.
Yeah, we're getting to about the halfway point where most people have their pit strategy kind of set up.
Or Nick.
Beverage. I've got a replay pulled up. I just noticed that Beverage, missed that final chicane. And I figured out why.
It looks like he has a pretty good exit out of Spoon.
Yep, then he just gets loose.
Oh no. Yeah.
Oh,
That's not good.
that's going to hurt.
And as I say that, Miles and Hall diving into the pits. So as expected, people are starting to come in now and get their mandatory tire change over with. Sadie still 6-ish seconds down on Big. Alvarado's pulled an even better lead now. 6 seconds in front of Big.
Closest thing right now is Rados on Chameleon.
Yeah, he just
He's 7.
can't keep up though with that front end damage. As soon as he gets close, it's hard to make a move. I'm sure he's going to get a lot of understeer. Just got to wait for Chameleon to either make a mistake or something else to happen.
Oh, Tiago's trying to kill Scott Chin. Scott Chin went a little wide on the final chicane. Tiago could get by.
Yeah, Tiago all the way down in 16th. I wonder if it's a result of the pit stops. We have quite a lot of pros down into the, 14, 15, 16th place.
Well, Tiago's the one that pit early. We didn't know why. We didn't know if it was a tire issue or if he had picked up some damage on his own. But he's out there and he's jumped McVeigh and he's come up behind Paul Miles.
Yeah, but he's still quite a ways off of Miles. A little sour now that has actually pulled out quite a big lead on Chameleon here, so he's just cruising along. Billingsley, who was gifted a couple of spots, also just puttering along. Not a lot of battles on track anymore now that the pit window is open and people are getting their pit stops done.
We'll have to keep an eye on the gap between Sauer and Billingsley. See if he can start whittling that down.
Yeah, I mean, Sauer's been on a mission pretty much all race.
So far, fastest lap of the race is Nicholas Alvarado with a 2.00.8. The 2 flat.
Yeah, not surprised there. And Brendan McVeigh is actually coming up on Alves here. Somewhat.
He's got Miles right behind him as well.
Yep, and they've all done their pit stops, so no more pit stops for any of them.
So the midfield battle has been pretty exciting this race.
It's
All
been
your
spicy.
pros have kind of slotted into their positions, and about the 10th through about 16th, we've had a lot of place changes. It's been a fun one to watch so far.
Yeah, and Miles, as soon as you get on that straight, I just see that delta. Oh, McVeigh. No.
Oh, little snap there.
That is not good. That is the second race in a row where he's binned it. So that gives Miles a position. He's going to be happy with that. And that gives Tiago some breathing room, so he's going to be happy with that too. So let's see what happens here. Going down to the T1.
We can ride along with McVeigh, and you can see how that snap oversteer.
Yeah, gets a pretty good exit out of the chicanes. Clean so far.
So he's got to be thinking, okay, I've got the twisty bits coming up. I've got better cornering than that Mercedes. I can't catch him in the straight. So here comes my chance. And just the back end lets go, and then it
and then just snaps right around. Yeah, that's going to be...
And he's already cleared his
long pit stop for him. Curzon now right on the back of Chin. This isn't for position, so... Or for the same class, so Chin should hopefully not put up too much of a fight.
Jamilio and Bruce Hopkins in the pit. And some fresh tires, a little bit of fuel. Sauer's already chopped 2 seconds off of that gap.
Yeah, Sauer's on a revenge mission today.
The man is on a mission.
I know he didn't have a good race in Bathurst, so he's probably trying to make it up all tonight.
Didn't have a good race at Bathurst, and then he joined our Monday race and had one incident. He was already having some issues, so he left before he let it get to him. So he's been having some trouble here recently, so it's good to see him having a good race.
Meanwhile, Paul Miles is caught up with Alves. This is for position. I know there's history between these two, to say the least.
Can you hear Alves telling Paul Miles that he'll let him go?
Yes.
I'll just say the word. I'll let you go. I know you're faster than me.
Yep, I can hear it. And I hope it's not happening.
Oh, if Alves lets him go, I will chew and I don't know. We'll have words.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to defend, though, because now you're coming out of the hairpin where Miles actually does have a peak on the inside, but can't really make anything of it. See,
Thiago a little squirrely on the exit.
Better exit.
Yeah, Thiago got loose. A little flash from Miles there. But did Thiago actually get loose, or did he let Miles go?
I don't know. I'm going to say he let him go.
That guy, I'll tell you what.
Hard to tell, though, without being in that Discord channel.
Yep. Like Alvarado has finished his pit stop. Got Big, Sauer, and Victor all in the pit.
Curzon going side by side with Chin into turn 1. Oh, and Chin backs off. Good man.
Oh, somebody went a little wide there.
We got...
Was that Beverage? So Ferris Sadie is gifted P1, although he hasn't pit yet.
Yeah, Ferris Sadie's gifted P1. Carl Big is actually right on the back of Sauer coming out of the pits. So this is going to be interesting because this is for position. They've both pitted, so he is now behind Sauer no matter what goes on in front of him, and he was P2. So I wonder if he picked up some damage or if he had a long pit stop, why he fell back so much. Because he was comfortably ahead of P3. The only person in front of him was Nick. But now he has both Victor and Sauer in front of him, and I think he's going to make quick work of Victor, but he accidentally changed brakes. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, that's 30 seconds of lead just wasted.
What did he change him to? Did he just replace him, or did he go from 1 to 2? Like, is his braking going to be worse now?
I hope he didn't go 1 to 2.
He went 1 to 3. I don't know.
1 to 4.
Which
he's going to do 2 laps and come back in. Yeah, that would not be a good look.
Well, that's unfortunate. Did he have it set in his pit strategy, or was it like a button he accidentally clicked when he was trying to make changes to maybe tire pressures or something like that? We'll have to find out. Brendan McVeigh with the stop-go 30?
Post-race interview, yeah. Track limits will get you. Actually, no.
I think that was speeding in the pit.
Speeding in the pit lane, yeah.
Yeah, he had that damage. He went in to fix it, and he sped coming out. So McVeigh's race is essentially done.
Yeah, so now we have Chimilio in front of Big.
On Chimilio. Now, what do you do as Chimilio? Do you just let him go?
Yeah. Pretty much.
Sadie in the pits, down to P11.
Problem is, even if he gets past Chimilio, the highest he's going to be is 6. We only have 2 pit stops remaining, both Silvers, Rados, and Bradford. And then after that, it's all pros, and it's all, they're all racing for position. And Sauer is not going to give up a spot, I am sure of it.
Sadie with the stop-go 30. So Sadie speeding in the pits as well.
Yep, and as predicted, Big gets past Chimilio pretty quickly. Next up, Mr. Sauer, who was actually right on the back of Alves.
Tiago, yeah. Getting spicy in the top 10.
And he makes a move in the hairpin, and he actually does get past Tiago. So now we got Big.
Tiago's
coming up on Tiago. Oh, yeah. I know it. You know it. Everyone knows it. Come on, Tiago. Defend. Nope.
And that's a class driver, too. We got McVeigh, who I believe crashed again and has left the server.
Yeah, I've been there. Can't say I haven't.
Find him. We've all had those disastrous races.
Yep. Some days you just can't get it together. Yeah, so Big is actually coming up on Sauer really quickly. I'd say probably another half a lap or maybe a lap if Sauer's lucky before Big gets past him.
I found McVeigh's undoing.
Oh no, let's see what happened here.
So he's just finished his pit for his stop go 30. So he's had the accident.
Oh,
and now he's back into the wall.
Yeah, just snaps in the S's.
Yep.
That'll do it.
And that's gonna be the end of that one.
Yep. Sometimes when you crash on your own, it's even more frustrating than when other people crash into you.
Yep, you're yelling at the car, you're yelling at yourself. It's time to go put it in the pit and grab a beer.
Yep, and boot up R-Factor 2 where you're actually really, really good.
Sadie in the pit to clear his stop-go.
Mr. Sadie.
Oh, 30 seconds is an eternity.
Oh, yeah.
You're just watching people drive by.
That is not... That's going to basically put him all the way down into 16, 17.
Yeah. Yeah, he comes out in P16, about 4 seconds ahead of Dylan Beveridge.
Yeah, so Big here, as they say that, caught up to Sauer. Now this is going to be tricky because Sauer's not going to give him any breathing room.
Oh, no. No, Sauer's been on a mission all race. He's not about to give up positions.
Yeah, so the only hope you have is get a better exit and try to outbrake him into turn 1 or maybe into the hairpin, but that Nissan doesn't have the best of brakes. Well, actually, it kind of does from what I understand, but...
it goes in a straight line and stops in a straight line.
Yeah.
So if he can stick with Sauer and then catch him on the straight down to 130R. You use that GTR power, and then outbrake him into the final chicane. Although we've got less than 20 minutes left, he's going to get impatient.
Yeah, he is, but I mean, all you have to do at this point is just put the pressure on and hope that the guy in front of you is going to make a mistake. You know, he's so close that even a little bit of an off coming out of Degner, he hit the grass or
yeah,
get
one
a
bad
little
exit.
loose. Yeah.
Yep, that's all it's going to take. Paul Miles, who had that spin in 130R, P4.
Yeah, he's
a
done
really good race from him.
Really good recovery.
He's going to be happy about that.
And Groom up in a second. That's a really good comeback from his last Bathurst race where he basically dropped down to last within the first 10 minutes and then had a recovery drive the whole time after.
Yeah, Groom's either in the top 5 or he's dead last. There is no in between. He's either got that car under control or it kills him.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the chance for Big here. He does have the straight line speed, but I think he's a little too far back on Dylan to really make a move. You can see sparks coming out of that Ferrari as he comes over to bump in 130R.
Oh, yeah.
Super clean chicane.
To the pros.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you expect to see. Unlike some people who get drive-through penalties for speeding in the pit lane. I kid.
Yeah, and sitting in P17.
Other battles out on track? None. Everyone's
T21, Nick Cahoot, working on Oliveira.
Yep, and he gets by pretty quickly.
After that disastrous 130R. I wonder how many rotate. We'll have to go back and see how many rotations he did. I think it was at least 4. Like, he's giving Tony Hawk a run for his money.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely did a bunch of pirouettes there. Hopefully he's not in VR. Get dizzy. Oh, and Beverage with the drive-through.
Big and Sour have caught up to Miles.
Track limits will get you.
Beverage with the drive-through.
Oh, and Miles actually gets past. Oh no, he's actually being held up by Oliveira here.
Yep, they caught up to a back
Sauer's
marker.
all the way in the back of Miles.
Miles is going to lose out here in a second. He's flashing. He wants to get by, but Oliveira went,
Ooh, and Sauer on the inside and Spoon. And he does have the corner.
And then Big's going to come by. Miles pushing his way past. I mean, good job on those 3 to get by the back marker.
Yeah, if I'm Miles, I am not upset.
3 wide. Come on, 3 wide and 130R.
Nope, 2 wide.
They're going to go 2 wide. Sauer's going to run way wide. Big slows way down.
He is going to hold it.
That's going to be a track warning, though. Side by side through the final chicane.
So Sauer has the inside now, so he's actually going to get a
Big's
way
loose.
better exit.
Oh, Big got loose.
Yep, and then Miles.
He got into those marbles.
Miles got a better exit, so he's going to get past Big here pretty easily.
Yeah, it looks like Miles has just cleared his nose. Hard on the brakes. Big coming around the outside.
Wow, that was a brave move.
Those are 2 guys that practice together, racing each other hard.
That
all clean, all
impressive.
Fair. That's good racing right there. That's what we show up to see. Oh, McVeigh in the chat loaded the wrong setup, 0 rear grip. Yeah, it looked like you had 2 where it snapped and caught, and just whipped you off the track into a wall.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, my camera just freaked out. Doing a heli view, and they went underneath the bridge, and it tried to track the guy going over the bridge. And I think my cameraman just broke his neck.
You know, ACC things.
Yeah.
So Big's still chasing down Sour. Got about 14 minutes left in the race now, so about 6, maybe 7 laps if you count the last one.
Oh, Curzon was off. Got Nick Cahoot right behind Scott Chin coming down to 130R. This is for P19. And they just got past Curzon, who was off on the side of the road. Like he got loose coming out of a corner. Nick just kind of hanging out behind Chin for a while.
Yeah, and we still got Big right on the back of Sour.
Yeah, this is the battle to watch right now.
So Sour usually gets a better exit coming out of the chicane, but then I see Big just slowly creeping up as you get further down the straight. Oh, and he goes up the inside.
Sour does good to hold him off, though.
Yeah, tries to get a little peek. Can't really do anything with
another
it.
back
Too far
marker,
back.
though. That's going to be Curzon, I believe, in his GTR. He's going to get out of the way.
Yeah, he's been racing with us for a while. He's not going to hold these guys up.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel like Oliveira is going to get talked to after the race, saying, hey, you need to move out of the way when blue flags are coming, or not move out of the way, but don't try to defend, or, you know.
Yeah, we need some rule book reading is what we need to do.
Yep.
And maybe next race is driver briefing.
Mandatory voice chat.
We got Rados on Alves on Chamilio for 789. They're kind of packing up a little bit. 2 silvers and a pro. They're just kind of hanging out next to each other for a little while.
Yeah, Rados still has that front end damage, so whatever he did in the pits, he decided not to repair it.
Yeah.
Or it's an ACC glitch where it shows damage when there isn't any.
It could be.
Yeah. Either or. Who knows? Both equally as likely. Alves, though, coming up on Chamilio here. I know they've had some really good battles last season. Kind of surprised to see him that far down, really. I was expecting him to be closer to Miles. Meanwhile, Paul Miles, after being held up, is now fallen quite a bit back from Big, about 2.5 seconds behind them. So
I had a heart attack. You said Miles' name, and I started scrolling looking for him, and I couldn't find him. I was like, did he crash and quit?
No.
Forgot that he was up in the top 10.
You saying you don't expect to see him up there?
Usually I do. I know he's good at Suzuka, and he's had a really good race. He did have that spin. He was up in P4 for a while, so he's having a really good one. Lukey back up to P11 after that lap 2 being rear-ended in the final chicane, so he's had a good recovery. See if he can catch Hall and get back up into the top 10.
Yeah, we got Sour coming up on some traffic here with Beverage and Nick. So hopefully that's not going to hold him up too much.
Chamilio, Alves, and Rados all got by Curzon. No issue. Curzon doing a good job to get out of the way. And under 10 minutes.
Yeah.
About 5 laps to go.
If you're going to make a move, time's getting short. You got to start thinking about where am I going to do this? You know,
As they're going to have to get brave.
Down in the T1, just full send. I mean, looks like he's got a better exit coming out of the chicanes, but you know, breaking into that T1, it's easy to get the door closed on you.
Yep. Yeah, last couple times Sauer stayed wide and kind of left the inside open. Big's going to look at it. But Sauer braking later. And carrying the quote-unquote correct line.
But
Now
he
they're going
does
to be
get a
side by
little
side,
bit wide.
loose.
He does have the entry going into the S's, though. So this is going to be interesting. Oh, and they touch.
Oh, Big
And
sideways.
Big.
Miles. Oh, Miles
Big
gets
is
by.
off.
Big is off, but he can get back on. He can keep running. He's not going to lose too much. He's going to lose one position. I think that's a
Big.
racing incident. I don't think that's anybody getting run off.
No, that just looked like
a little bit of door banging there.
Yep. The good old rubbing is racing.
Man, that was a good battle to watch, though. But that's usually how it ends up when you go side by side. Thiago Alves
and
parked on the side of the road.
Billingsley?
I'm not quite sure who that is.
Actually, no, sorry. It's
Dylan
Beveridge. Yeah, good for him for holding his brakes and not trying to get back on track. Letting everyone pass. Oh, clean 180. Yeah, can we see what happened with Big one more time?
Yeah, I was trying to find out what happened with Thiago because he's stuck in the pits right now. All right, I've got that side by side pulled up with Big.
So they're going through the S's side by side. Yeah, it looks like Sauer closed the door a little bit coming into that second S.
Back it up.
You can see Big doesn't really have anywhere to go.
Doesn't leave him a whole lot of room.
But
I mean, Sauer was pretty lucky to save it because he went out on the grass there. He could have lost the back end.
Yeah, and good on Big for not, spinning too much or just getting right back on track too.
Yeah, that's the pro awareness you expect.
Yeah, so he's down to 6th place now. Probably doesn't have a lot of damage from that. I mean, looks like he just banged doors and spun a little bit.
Oh, Thiago. Oh, no. I've got the replay pulled up for Thiago because Thiago just teleported back to the pits.
So Thiago running.
So he's in battle with Chimilio, and they've caught a back marker. You can see Chimilio cycling through his light stage, trying to figure out his flash button. And they're all slowed up, and just a little tap there, and I don't even know what that wall is.
It's an immovable object.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
But he pulled it off to the side and just towed it.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, a little bit of a tap on the back end of Chimilio, just got his car loose. Chimilio saved it and kept going. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, and so late in the race, too. You got about 5 minutes left.
Yeah, you've got a top 10 finish in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, Chimilio, though, up into 7th.
I don't see Thiago in the server anymore. I guess he's left.
Yep. Been there, too.
Down to 21.
Yeah, Chimilio in a respectable 7th. Rados about 1 second behind him. Hall, I think, one of the newcomers.
Yep, Hall's one of the new ones.
Yeah, so biggest surprise so far, other than Nick in the Bentley having that 130R spin, is Ferris, who, let's be honest, ruined his own race, speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah, he was doing really, really well. He was up there in the top, 3 or 4, and just kind of threw it all away. Just I don't know if he didn't hit his pit limiter in time and he ran over the line. These guys like to run right up to the line and then try to slam that pit limiter on.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the pro split. You should know better by this point where the pit entry is. And I mean, he's raced this Suzuka dozens of times, hundreds probably. He knows by now where the braking markers are and how to enter the pits correctly.
Yep.
So just an unfortunate mistake. Yep. It's one little mistake, just a couple of meters over the line, and that's it.
Your top three, Nick Alvarado has got a 30-second gap. Eric Groom, who has a 26-second gap to P3.
Yeah, Eric Groom has been having a really quiet but really good race so far.
Yeah, he had a couple of battles around about midway through the race, and I just kind of checked out and is just kind of cruising now.
Yeah, he was gifted a couple of spots with Big and Sadie falling behind. You know, much better drive than Bathurst out of him today, though. That's for sure.
A solid run.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, I expect like when we do the Monday night kind of casual races and some of the other races I've been doing with him. He's a quick driver. So
if you ever race him in a GT4, watch out.
Oh yeah, I don't even try.
GT4. He's a GT4 master.
Yeah, he loves that. What does he drive? The Janetta.
The Janetta, the right-hand drive. It's tiny, and it's
no
nimble.
Straight line speed.
No, it. By all rights, it should be a terrible car, but he's just got it figured out. I think it's the livery, the Patrick Star livery, but I may be biased.
Nick Alvarado.
Favorite gets by Chin for P18.
I really do vote for success ballast.
Or just don't let him drive the Honda anymore, or
anything. Just put him in a GT4.
Yeah. There you go.
or the Ryder.
Make him drive one of the older cars, like the
V12 Aston.
Yeah, the V12 Aston or the Jag or the first Mercedes.
He'll probably be good in that too, though.
Probably. So Big is on miles. Like he can feel his exhaust blowing in his face. For P5.
P5 with about 1 lap to go. So it's either this or the next one, and that's it.
Well, Miles, you gotta hold it. That's a top 5 finish, man. And bragging rights. You can say that you beat the Series 4 champion at Suzuka.
Mr.
You just have to hold it for... Yep. Hold them big blue balls or something. I don't know. Yeah, let's see if Miles can hold it together for 1 lap.
Oh, that's why my timing wasn't updated. It froze. Technology.
Oh, lovely. Got Rados on Chamilio. Bradford on Victor. So we got a couple of battles that are going to be decided in the last lap.
Did Big tap Miles into that chicane? It looked like he got really close.
I don't know. I looked away. It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I didn't really see any...
Anybody in chat that's watching his stream?
Did
Big give him a little kiss?
It looked really close. But so far, no white flag yet.
Oh, so we're going to get another one. Where's Alvarado out on the track?
Alvarado's
coming down to 130R.
Yeah, 3/4 of the way through. So Miles here is probably watching the timer going, come on, where's the white flag? Where's the last lap?
Alvarado down into the final chicane. The first turn, second turn. Past the pit lane. 5, 4. We're doing another one. 1 more lap. Oh no, he stopped. He stopped before the line. Oh, he hit the brakes. Get out of town. Hang on a second. Man. Hey, what a boy.
So Miles has to be breathing easy now.
Look at this. Look at this guy.
Hold on a second. Let me
watch your race.
Let me go back on board with Big here. We got about half a lap left.
Come on, Miles. Come on, Miles. Hold it.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to do this, he has to do it in 130R coming into the... Sorry, after 130R coming to the chicane. Oh, they both go a little bit wide. Come on,
They're both
Miles.
sweating. They're sweating. Cover the inside, Miles. Good man.
I think he's got it.
Big over the curb on the last exit.
Yeah, Miles has got it. Good race.
Good job, Miles. A little flash from Big there.
A little flash from Miles. So what happened with... Did Nick just park it? Let's see. It's coming out of the chicane.
Watch your boy here. Are we going to do one more lap? Watch the brake lights. Slams them on.
Oh, man. That is great.
Didn't want to do another one. Had he not done that, Big probably would have got past Miles.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
So he may have just saved Paul Miles' top 5 finish. That was a good one. I enjoyed that one.
That was a good one, yeah.
We had wins, we had fails, we had guys dying in 130R left and right. You want to run through the top 10?
Yeah, so as it's actually my lifetiming died. You know.
Now it says Eric Groom is P1 because people are quitting the server.
Well, good to know for next time. I will keep an eye on the live timing and up.
So Nick Alvarado P1, Eric Groom P2, Billingsley P3, Sauer P4, Miles P5, Big P6, Chameleon 7, Rados 8, Hall in a top 10 in his first race, P9, and Lukey with the recovery drive into P10.
Yeah, really good race from the midfield there, especially the first half. They were all really close together, really clean racing.
And I called it Bruce Hopkins P1 and AM.
So next week we're at Kyalami. Same time as this week, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. That is going to be an afternoon race, so we're not nighttime. It's about 4 p.m. race start. Relatively warm, no rain. You know, same weather settings.
Mr. Tiago Alves is in the booth. Tiago.
I don't know who you guys talking about.
Tiago, what happened? What happened at the end there? You tapped Chameleon, and did you hit a wall partition or something? Because your car just stopped.
No, I was on the inside. I hoped Chameleon got through the back marker fast because Rados was on my back. And when Chameleon didn't go, I didn't have where to go. So I threw myself on the wall, probably hit Chameleon on the way, threw myself on the wall, and it happened to be like a barricade. So I head on stopped in millisecond.
Yeah, it looked like you had the back marker on the inside, and Chameleon wasn't quite sure about getting around the outside of him, and it looked like you were trying to go 3 wide through there, which was interesting.
But I didn't have where to go because the back marker was glued to the left and Chameleon was on the right. I had nowhere.
And it looked like your front end tapped Chameleon's back end just a little bit.
Oh yeah, is he all right? Did he finish?
Yeah, he made it through okay.
Yeah,
That's
he
good
was
then.
Fine.
That's good.
But we were gutted to watch you lose a top 10 finish right there at the end.
I did, yeah. That's all right, mate. There's always next week. Next week's my favorite track of all.
Good old Kyalami.
Let's go.
We expect you to win it.
Have you seen the grid?
Yep. What's your take on Ferris 80 getting a stop go 30?
What? Ferris got to stop and go?
Ferris got a stop go 30
and
threw away his race.
I heard he actually threw the car on the wall because of a missed frame or something like this. That was bummer. He was pretty sad on the chat. Like I'm going to talk to him later. Sad to see. Sad to see. He's pretty fast everywhere.
Yeah. He was doing well up until then.
Hell yeah. He always do well. He's a great racer.
Yep. Well, thanks for coming by. I'm going to kick you out of here now.
My pleasure.
Bye.
My pleasure.
All right.
Mr. Tiago Alves.
Thanks, everyone, for tuning in Next week, same time, 3 p.m. Like I said, Kyalami should be an interesting one. Got some fast people on that track. Tiago being one of them.
Yep. We'll see who eats the sausage.
Yes. Yes, it's sausage time.
Heck yeah.
All right.
We'll see you next week, everybody.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.